What's going on, guys? Took the S10 racing a couple weeks ago. Ran with the Optima Ultimate Street Car guys. That was a great event. I'm gonna make a video doing the whole follow-up on the experience on that. But the S10 broke right away. So I want to dive into that today and show you guys exactly what happened. It's actually pretty odd. Probably pretty common. Kind of odd. But the failure, let me show you. Come in here, I pulled the cap off the other day, just kind of messing with it, and I noticed you get down in there, there's a screw missing in the cap. So okay, well that screw came out, and then it, where'd it go? Kind of gouged up the inside of the cap. Maybe had some problems in there, lost ignition. The thing was popping and snorting and backfiring and doing all sorts of stuff. So come in here, grab the rotor. Shouldn't be able to do that. So my goal today is to get this thing running and getting it off the trailer. So I'm not gonna fix this thing the right way. I'm just gonna say that because honestly, this whole situation in here, that's all temporary. I got some plans to change that in the future. It's pretty soon, actually, to be honest. And well, it's going away. So I really don't want to put any real money into fixing it. I know the right thing to do, just pop a new distributor in it. Be good, be happy, it'll run fine, and be on its merry way. But we're not going to do that today. I'm going to pull the distributor, see what's actually broken. Hopefully it's just a roll pin on the bottom. Put a new roll pin in it, run it for a little bit. It's only going to last a little bit. But the goal is to get it off the trailer, running on its own. So I'm going to pull that distributor out and check it out. And while I'm doing that, I want to show you guys the autocross run where this thing, it's actually a pretty fun run. Where this thing actually put the nail in the coffin. And listen close because you're going to hear a whole lot of popping. So. Okay, so we got the old distributor out, and this is the failure. I was hoping it'd be a roll pin failure, that I can just put a new roll pin in it, retime the truck, and be good. But instead, what I have is this top plate. When you turn the distributor, that piece right there is what's staying. If you can see the shaft in there spinning, that's not supposed to happen. So this, not knowing where the main shaft times with the top, is junk. So I had to run down. I grabbed a new distributor. As you can see, that doesn't spin. That's great. And that kind of kills two birds with one stone because I need a new cap and rotor anyways because those got damaged too. The unfortunate part in all this is to put it back together and make it run right, I need to start over. So what I needed to do, take the spark plug out of number one hole, spin it over, find the compression stroke, make sure it's on top dead center, put the distributor in there right, call it good and be done. Not just, can't just drop it in there and go on about my day. So to get started on that, I need to get this intake out of the way so I can get the number one spark plug and get this done. So now we're having fun. I wouldn't recommend doing it this way, but I wouldn't not recommend doing it this way. Every once in a while you can get away with rolling the motor over with the alternator itself. It's there, it's easy. This is where things get kind of weird. I added some tension to the belt. Again, this isn't the how-to, this is how I'm gonna do it. I don't really care what you think. This is how it's gonna get done. So I got number one spark plug out. and start rolling it over. So a good way to do it, and while you take the spark plug out, you can put your finger in the spark plug hole and then just spin the motor over so you can feel the air or the compression. You can hear it right there. I'm gonna go slow until it stops. Once it stops, you know that piston's all the way up. So that should be pretty close. Next thing I want to do is find the mark on this. So your cap sits like so. These are numbered. Number 1's right here. But if you look inside the cap, keep in mind number 1's here. You follow this channel right here. So that's your number 1. That's actually your number 1 contact. So what you need to do, or what I do, to find that, put the cap back on, follow that number 1 contact. It's right here, right about between the webs on this guy right here. So I'm actually going to mark that right there. I'm going to go actually grab a marker and mark here and on the top here so I can see it. So actually they do a good job of marking this. You see that number? You see that little number 6 right there? And there's an 8 right there. I would imagine, looking at this, if this was an 8-cylinder, that would be number 1. 6-cylinder, that's number 1. Because it lines up pretty damn perfect with where we put our little scratch. So we're going to go off that actually. So this contact is going to need to line up with that when you drop it in, when it's fully seated. Now the tricky part, if you've ever dropped a distributor, is this down here. This is your oil pump drive. That slides down in your oil pump drive shaft, and then your distributor gear goes down in your cam. So it might be a little difficult, can be a little difficult to drop this down the first time, but we're gonna have to walk it around, make sure it's right. So if you guys can see in there, the distributor is dropped down. It's all seated down. And you can tell that our mark is right here and our contact is right here. So I want to show you guys is walking a distributor around. What you want to do is you want to pull it up. See how it tries to spin back? That's because the gears between the cam gear and the actual distributor gear are helical. So it's going to push back. So what you're going to do, you're basically going to pull it up just enough to where it comes free, grab the next tooth, go down, and it's not going to seat all the way down because it's trying to move the oil pump drive. So you're going to have to push a little bit and do some wiggling, and that'll do that. So it looks like our electrodes right there, our contact, and our marks right there. We need to go one more, which is right there, and we are good enough. So now the only thing I have left to do is put the hold down bolt down, which is a little 10mm headed bolt. I put that down, that locks the distributor in place. Put the cap back on, put my wires back on, put my plug back in, and start it up. So it's all back together. Just wanted to fast forward through that because it's mundane. Everything comes apart and goes together different. So if I did everything right, this thing will start right up and be totally fine. If I did things wrong, you guys are gonna be the first to know because it's gonna pop, spit, and bang. So put you back here where all the action happens. Let's see if this thing starts. That, my friends, is a win. You can hear running smooth. Got it right the first time. Now the only thing left to do today, because this was my goal for the day, is to get this thing off the trailer back home. So all I have left to do is clean all this stuff up. I'm gonna hook up, and then I am going to get unloaded finally. So let's get that done, and then I can leave you guys alone. Okay, never did I think I was gonna get stuck on the trailer. The exhaust is right there, catch it on that lip. Didn't think I'd have to fight it that hard, but it's okay, it's off. My goals, that was my goal. Get it off, it's free, it's living, whatever. So with that being said, I want to make a follow-up explaining the whole YouTube, or not YouTube. I want to make a follow-up with the whole experience of the Optima event. So look forward to that, and I look forward to making that for you guys because that was a great time. But for today, my goals are met. I'm off the trailer, things running. So I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.